Hey brothers, you know we can't prove that we live on a globe, and I mean even the eclipses don't make sense on a globe for us. All of this, we believe that there's satellites out here. We don't think that we can get more than 100 miles in the sky. That's about as far as they can take their rockets. Everything else drops into the sea after that. But my big thing to take away is that water is level. When the water comes to rest, it's level, and the next body of water down is parallel to the previous body of water. And like you're making stairs, it's always going to be parallel. And so when you come down a mountain, the water is always parallel until you get to the sea, and there the water is horizontal, and that means flat. It means flat. We think that because of thermodynamics, we cannot exist unless we have a skin. All things in nature, the orange, the apple, they all have the skin. The tree, the nut, the eggshell, they all have to have a protective barrier to stop it from whatever's outside. We don't know what's outside, but we say there must be a roof here, there must be a container, and we must be inside it, and we must be safe. And it was created for us by our Creator, and we might be the expression of the Creator expressing itself in its own creation. But here we've been made slaves. Here we've been made to be penalized for everything we do wrong, and made to work really hard to just pay the bills, and that's wrong.
Yeah, but all these, like the food and that now, they get it from the grant. What big companies are, paying the grant money, paying the plants or animals the money, to get the food on the table.
Yeah.
The nani, they get taking for free and they're charging us.
Yeah. That's why they cut down all the fruit trees, cities and that.
Like I was investigating about the gas.
Oh, yeah.
And they showed, when you do shit, it goes to the system, and when it goes to the place, they store it, and from there it makes the gas, and the gas, for cooking, they send it back to us.
Yeah.
Really?
They overcharge us. No, they're penalizing us to live, man.
And then they have the other system, was the soul left to burn it as fuel system, and then charge us for the energy as well.
Yes. And did you know that oil wells refill? If they stop drilling them, they fill up again. Just like a water well.
Yeah, water well.
We got enough oil here, and they want to make us feel bad about being human when we are the expression of God.
Yeah, but why they making poor people to pay for it?
I don't know whether it's a test.
End of the day, what it is the situation here? We have people at the top, they're all in stupid games, wars. We don't need wars. No, we don't need. If we stop wars and look after our planet, look after the wildlife, everything. That's what we was created for, to look after these animals. That's our job. We're
but we'll continue to go to war.
The biggest creation, from the other creations. We are the intelligent ones.
We carry God's spark. This might be the animal might be the product of God, but we are carrying God's light in us.
To the top, but it's our job to look after the animal, look after the earth.
Be a good shepherd.
Shepherd.
Take care of yourself,
take care of
your
nature. I don't understand why these big leaders are making chemical weapons.
Because they want to control the game. They never want us to live.
But
that's why they propaganda.
See, look at the wars. You never see anybody winning.
No.
World War II, what we gained? Nothing.
No.
The people who are living there, they come back there.
It's a genocide program.
You kill so many people.
And some people get really rich from it.
Yeah, but you kill so many people. For what? We can, like we destroy land. We think about the human. People are dying. What about the animals, creatures we destroy?
You know why? Because we don't love ourselves anymore. So we don't love the animals and we don't love our nature.
No, that's it.
My friend, have a good life.
And to you, mate.
All the best.
That's to do with the Mandela effect.
Hello, mate.
Hi. What are these?
Actually, I'm not sure because I didn't put this banner up, but I'm going to try and work it out. I'm going to have to ask them what they were doing with this one, whether it was simply to talk about corporate and corporate controls. Oh no, this is maybe Mandela effect. This is Mandela effect. Really, it shouldn't have taken me that long. Have you heard of Mandela effect? Where, some people say that CP30, if that's the right name, didn't ever had a silver leg. Now he's got a silver leg. The Flintstones were, what is it? How's that changed? Oh, the Flints, they've added an S to it now. And this was the logo for Coca-Cola. Now it's missing that thing there. Same with Ford. This has gone out of it. This is called Mandela effect. The story goes that Mandela died years before, and people reported in Poland and other countries that he was dead, and then he went on to live longer. So it's just given his name. That certain lines or verses in the Bible, in movies have been changed, that people remember them. Luke, I am your father. Now it says Luke, I am your mother, or something like that. You know, it doesn't say that, but I'm just giving you an example. That's Mandela effect. Some sort of
I've heard of the Mandela effect.
Some sort of supernatural changing of our reality. You know, because we think we live in an electromagnetic universe. So just like a coder, a programmer can change his game.
No, it's not that.
You don't think that?
No, I don't think that.
Okay. What do you think?
One, on a spontaneous lab, right? He built this world for a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I'll tell you the reason why. Why? Because we need to pray with him. We need to pray.
Pray?
Pray. Five times a day.
Are you Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim myself, right?
Okay.
And what I was trying to say, right? I remember you and you remember me. So, and it goes beyond that. We're not electric or whatever. We come from Adam. Adam and Eve. We come from Adam. Originate from Adam. What people don't know, right, it's about the devil. The devil at one time, before Adam came, he was a good man. He was a jinn. Jinn and an angel, right? He was a jinn and an angel. And it goes from there, right? He was okay until Adam came. And Adam, and the Bliss Islam, his real name is called Bliss, right? And it goes on to say, right, bliss is the devil. That's the English word for it. The Arabic word's called bliss in Arabic, right? I have a look in the Quran itself and tell you, and it tell you in the Jason why we're here.
Well, I think that the devil or Satan or whatever the Antichrist or the anti-human or anti-God entity exists here already. It's already amongst us.
Yeah,
and so
but also the jail, which people know about the jail. The jail came a long time ago. And it came a long time ago.
The jail?
The jail himself, right? That's the Antichrist. And what's going to happen? Jesus is going to come along. What people, the Catholics say, he's dead. He's not dead. He's still alive. Right? He went up to 2011. What the Catholics say, Jesus died for him. No, he didn't. Right? What happened? Right? You know what? You heard of what's his name? Price from Jesus. What's his name?
One of the disciples.
One of the disciples called
Peter.
No, it's not Peter. And what I'd say about Peter is wrong anyway. A lot of people say Peter was his friend, but well, it doesn't work like that, and it goes on and on and on. Well, because people don't know about the history, and it goes on and on and on, and it goes to say.
I spoke to a Muslim scholar or cleric the other day in Speaker's Corner, and he said, we know in Islam that the sun and the moon, they move over us. It's not the earth that's moving. Have you read that in the Quran?
Yeah.
See, when I was a kid, I read in the Bible that the earth was set upon pillars and not moving. And
no,
that there was a roof.
No.
Yeah?
No, it's not that.
What is it?
I don't know, but you have to look in the Quran.
So I'm just saying in the Genesis story, and
What does it say in the Genesis?
It says
Let
me tell you what it says. Let me tell you. It says that God set the earth firm and unmoving. Firm and unmoving means it's not spinning. And he also said that he spread out a rakia, a roof, over the top of the earth to separate the waters from the waters.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Says that in the Quran. Yeah.
So for us, we cannot live on a globe if you believe the texts of those books, because there has to be a roof, and we know that in nature God has shown us that everything must have a skin. the peel of the orange?
Of course it does.
And our Earth must have a skin. The atmosphere is the moisture of the orange, and it must have a peel around it. So we say that we've been misled.
Because if it didn't allow the ozone layer from the world, right, it'll blow up.
Yeah, well,
it'll blow up.
Or the vacuum of space or water or whatever's out there would actually inundate us or suck
it'll suck us all away.
Yeah, so
very much. What people don't know is, right, that people say the world is an egg. It's not an egg, right? It's not an egg. Not a chicken, whatever. Right? It's an ostrich.
Right.
It's an actual ostrich.
All right.
Yeah, the actual ostrich.
Okay.
It's an ostrich.
Earth is an ostrich.
Ostrich egg.
Okay. Oh, ostrich egg.
Yeah, ostrich egg.
I like that. Yeah. So I talk about an orange because when you look into nature, you see the sort of orange in the egg.
It's not round.
No,
it's not round.
That's more like an oblate.
It's some ablating thing. It's not round.
Yeah.
It can't be round. Because if it was round, we all fall off.
You fall off.
Yeah, exactly. But Saturday.
Because the orange doesn't grow the fruit on the outside of the skin. The fruit must be on the inside of the skin, yeah?
Inside of the skin,
we can't walk on the outside of the skin of the orange.
Right,
we must be within God's orange. And if you take the orange and slice it from top to bottom and you let it fall open, and you've got those little seed pods in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, if I made those seed pods, or if I made that orange 1 trillion times or 1 quadrillion times bigger, those seeds now look like continents. And the water of each cell of those seeds would be our seas, our oceans, and so on. And we could sail in them because we're so small in God's magnificence. We are so tiny, but we are inside of a protective bubble. Yeah. And that's what we try and tell people.
And what people don't know is why we all kinds of things. Right, we got clay, we clay, we water, we other things, we gold, silver, oil. All kinds of things. Solar, all kinds of things. Do you know how many cells we've got in our bodies?
No.
Have a guess.
I'm going to say 1 undecillion.
100 trillion cells in our body. 100 trillion in our body. In our body. And all the galaxies, beyond the galaxies, we got all those things.
Well, it's been really entertaining, interesting. Thank you very much, sir. All the best. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Hello. Roll up. You've been lied to by your masters.
You believe that? That was proven 1,200 years before Christ was born that the earth was flat.
Yeah, that the earth was flat.
Yeah.
Because when I read the Old Testament as a kid, and for me,
he said
unmoving.
He said that the earth is merely an adobe disc. He didn't say the earth was round. Okay. It was proven by 1,200 years before Christ was born, the earth was proven to be round.
Like a frisbee?
No. In the Bible, it's referred to as an adobe disc.
What's an adobe disc?
Adobe is the foundation that you make, very earliest building material that I used to use to, what I would call, build huts and that.
Okay, and what's a disc?
A disc? Well, it's a sphere flattened, isn't it?
Okay. It's not a sphere?
It's not a sphere. Not as I recall it being described.
Because no one I ever heard on the football pitch says, I'm going to go and kick the disc.
But
I'm going to go and kick the circle.
But that's just language, isn't it? But
language is important, like water level.
No, the language is the interface between your mind and reality. And most people...
That's why it's been mind.
like you every day, you're walking on a planet. It's so big that you can't see the sphere. But you cannot see more than 20 miles past the horizon before it's...
Okay, so how big is it?
Yeah, I think it's 24,000 miles, isn't it?
That's very good. Close, you're 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's close enough. So how much curvature have you got over 100 miles?
I did remember something like 7 degrees or something. No, I think 7 I did recall these figures, but I can't recall them to hand, but I did know the figures.
So
but
what I say to people is that if we take a football I know it's not the perfect football, right?
Yeah.
But it's close enough for this example. We take a football and we run a string from the North Pole to the South Pole, and that's my journey.
Yeah.
From the North Pole to the South Pole. It's 12,500 miles.
Yeah.
Because that's half the way around the globe.
Radius, Circumference,
yeah. So at the top, I start, and at the bottom I finish. The top and the bottom are 8,000 miles apart. Yeah?
Okay, if you say that,
No, I don't say that.
you know,
that's what
but when
the
you look to
science religion
nature,
says.
any object in space adopts a.
What space do you mean?
I mean, space, as in like the distance.
space around us.
You know, like space is relational to the distance between two objects. That's what space is.
Yes,
as an
between you and
entity,
me, this is space.
it doesn't exist as an entity as such.
Well, I call this
yeah,
space. This is
but
my language.
it's a term we use. But
Yeah.
the thing is, when you look to nature itself,
Yeah.
and you look to the skies and that,
Mm-hmm.
you hardly ever see, with the exception of things like Saturn, a disc-like formation. Anything that has mass doesn't seem to be.
Really?
Yeah, but
You don't know, mainstream says that our galaxy is a disk.
yeah, no,
Isn't that incredible?
no. But there's also nebulous galaxies that look quite spherical.
Okay, but I'm talking about our galaxy. They say that. I mean, the nebulous galaxies that are far and far and far
I know,
away,
but that's not the
it's-
point. The point here is our galaxy is not an exception, and therefore it's not the norm. So you cannot use that as an indication. Our galaxy, when there's billions of galaxies and they all have different shapes, so you can't say.
Have
What do you
been?
mean? Have I been? That's going off on a tangent, just trying to prove
because
a
I'm
petty
saying,
point.
no, because I'm saying, can we test that?
What do you
we were
mean
talking
test
about-
that?
Well, can we test that there
It's
are
a-
galaxies and the distances are? what
Well,
they
yeah,
say?
I mean, it's been tested in as much that people can see them. They can see the relational distance
I can
to
see them,
Yeah, but just because you can't touch something doesn't mean you can't prove it. Think of a murder. The people that prosecute the guy that has been murdered are not there, are they?
They're here on Earth.
No, but they're not there at the scene of the crime.
I know,
But the point is, they can use all the circumstantial evidence to prove that happened.
Yes.
But they don't have to be like existentially there.
All right. So you like a little bit of Alfred Hitchcock? No, Alfred. What's his name?
No, it's common sense.
Okay.
And by common sense, I mean, a shared set of assumptions and values that have been proven and tested against facts. What are facts? Facts are merely characteristics of the world, recognised, as Wittgenstein said. But
No, okay,
Don't-
let me stop you
don't-
from
don't-
your diatribe. Let me quickly say that the moon rock that Neil Armstrong gave to the Dutch government
Yeah.
was tested by their university because
Yeah.
for insurance purposes.
it exerted a pull on it, and from that he deduced gravity, and he was even able to measure it. I forgot the guy's name, but I wish I had these details. I'd show him
Have
you.
you ever done it yourself?
What do you mean, not done it?
Yeah,
No,
experiment.
but this exam has been peer-reviewed, and it's been done by other people.
Oh, you trust too many people above you. Are you in a religion?
No, why
You
would
are
I?
now. Your gravity belief is a religion. Look here. This is the guy you're talking about, Cavendish. You're talking about Cavendish.
We had our last
Cavendish.
say. It's been lovely.
Good luck,
And-
brother. Best
Hey,
luck to
good
you.
luck with your cause. I don't know who you'll convert, but good luck.
All right, man. Enjoy your religion.
It was a nice ending, wasn't it?
You can tell a lot just by looking at the beer.
Oh, well.
Look after themselves. And
How was your conversation with
Oh, he was hard work. Oh, the priest was good. Yeah,
See?
I enjoyed the priest.
I was he open-minded to
No, but he had to swallow a few times.
He's open to a conversation on film.
Oh, okay.
He's open to a conversation.
Hey, I'm Dave.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah,
nice
exactly.
to meet you.
Yeah, you local?
Love what you're doing here.
Oh, thanks.
No, not local, no.
Oh, okay. So you've looked into some of the stuff?
Not necessarily flat Earth, but I know about the Freemasons. I know they all worship Lucifer. I know that's what they believe in. I know about the Great Reset, Schwab. I know they're all connected.
Okay.
Like, I've got that understanding of through a biblical lens, though.
Yeah.
Because everything what's happening now is in the Bible.
Yeah, so is the flat Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
As a kid, I read Flat Earth in the Bible. I used to tease my preacher about Flat Earth because the Bible's all a Flat Earth book. For me, it was.
Australia,
South Africa.
South Africa.
But for me, it's a Flat Earth book. And when I first found Flat Earth in 2015, I went back to the Bible because I was like, shit, it was right all along, you know? Now I say that I think that if it's true that we live inside of God's earth rather than on the outside, which is what nature does, it puts the fruit on the inside of the skin, not on the outside. So if it's true we live on the inside and on some plane or whatever it works, then it means that our infrastructure around us, the church, the religions, the governments, science, education, history, finance, all of these things are part of some clever control. How are the Freemasons involved? I think they're quite involved, but I don't know that they're the biggest at the table.
No, I don't think they are. I think it goes to Kabbalism, Jewish mysticism. But same with the Jesuits. They're converted from Kabbalism into Roman Catholicism as Jesuits. So you go back, even if you go to quantum physics, quantum computing, it's all based around the Kabbalah and their ascension to Ein Sof, which is redemption through technology for eternal. Because Lucifer's promised this group of people eternal life through technology, and this is where I saw it. If they all worship Lucifer, this is where they get all the power from. This is where this is how they operate, and they operate through the devices of Lucifer and the way he operates. It's like, well, if that's real, then. And they're so anti-Christ. You see in the music videos, you see like Kendrick Lamar recently, anti-Christ. It's like there's got to be something else. If they worship Lucifer and they say Lucifer's God, and the Bible says that God kicked Lucifer out of heaven, then it's like, right, so there's that polarity, up and down, left and right, positive and negative. So
sorry, I don't know a lot of time, but let me just say this. If it's Lucifer's will, then Lucifer has done everything it can through the aegis of Freemasonry or whatever, to misinform, to mislead. Go away, guys. Ask me some questions, please.
Oh, sorry, sir. Don't like to be on the internet. Sorry.
You don't want to be on the internet? Okay, I'll film you.
No,
What you got any? My dear friends, here in Cambridge, hear ye, you do not live on a globe, and you do not evolve from monkeys. Water is always level, cannot be proved to be curving over its surface. Try me. Who wants to chat about it? You still believe in your religion of globes and evolution, Darwinian bullshit, Newtonian claptrap? They've never shown us a single nucleus. The atom has never been viewed, but we all believe in it. Relativity cannot be proven. We all believe in it. Gravity cannot be proven. It remains theoretical, theological, cannot be proven. Gravity is the belief that keeps your mind. Hello, sir.
I very much respect your views, but I'm afraid you might be in the minority. But good luck to you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Hey guys. Hi. You speak English? Yeah. I speak Afrikaans, no Dutch. You Dutch?
Yeah, we're not Dutch.
Ah, where are you from?
Portugal.
Oh, okay, I was in Portugal for 6 months year before last in the mountains. Yeah, Monsanto.
Oh, yeah. Nice place.
Yeah,
it's a nice place.
Yeah. And when I was there, I was sitting on the mountains for about 6 months off grid. I was just watching the stars at night just go across the sky like this to the place. Far. You know, and for me, that's what I see. I see these lights in the sky. If I take a powerful camera, I can look at them. Well, they're doing this, but they still look like lights. And they go across the sky every day. And they've been doing that for thousands of years, as recorded, you know?
Yeah.
And then the idea that these things are moving of their own accord rather than they're in a fixed track and they're kind of going past us every time in the same place every year. That makes much more sense than it's all randomly moving, spinning, and doing its own thing out of space, you know?
Yeah. We'll need to live, but thanks,
okay, man. I'll give you a flyer.
Yeah, give me a flyer.
Please. I talk about electromagnetic universe. I think it's all an apple. We live inside the big apple.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, man. We live inside an apple. We don't live on the outside of the apple. Fruit grows on the inside of the peel and the rind, always. Thermodynamics demands that we must live inside a pressure system. Nature shows us that we always need a shell, a nut, a peel, a skin, a bark, a rind. These are the things that we need to have in nature to protect the fruit, keep things moist. And we live in a moist environment that has to stay moist. And it's that enclosure that keeps it moist. Do you know?
So yeah.
Do these guys know?
Ah, well done. I'm Dave.
What's Dave?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I'm Everett.
Everett.
And this is Annie.
Annie and Everett. Well, nice to meet you. You guys were local?
I used to be local, so I was brought up here, and now I've moved over to Hartford.
Hartford, above London?
Yeah.
A10.
Yes.
I worked at Enfield Council for a number of years.
Enfield. Most of my family from Enfield.
Really?
Yeah.
I had a flat in Oakwood, near Trent Park.
Yeah.
And for a number of years, and then I wrote a book about my time in the war, and I found out in writing that there were in the Angolan War in '87, and I found out there was a whole lot of stuff that I didn't know about, and it started to make my world fall apart. But I was in battles on the front line, and I found out later that they'd been orchestrated, between Russians and us. And so I started looking at other things, and then 9/11.
Oh, all the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff.
Until it gets sad and scary.
Yeah.
I remember starting with 9/11.
Yeah.
I remember watching. What started my whole thing was I was like 15. Zeitgeist. The movie
Zeitgeist,
Zeitgeist.
yes, for me too.
Yeah, that really kicked things off for me, and that was so much good fun.
Yeah.
I remember enjoying so much. Oh, you're looking at it like, it's so much fun. And then you start going into this, and then you start trying to have real conversations with people. It's like, it's not fun anymore.
Yes, it does kill a lot of friendships, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been painful for
Oh yeah,
most of us.
neither of us have got any friends.
But that's mostly through COVID. We managed to
Kill every
maintain.
friendship with COVID.
Yeah. Matt, it's weird. We managed to. Most conspiracies, people just laugh you off, or they'll find it interesting. I had a couple of mates that would scoff at me and then find it interesting, and then just whenever I see them, they would ask me questions, and they would obviously want to know, but they would want to poke fun at the same
Yeah,
time.
but they change the subject very quickly.
Yeah, once it gets a little bit too serious, they're like, well, okay, anyway.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Yeah, let's have another drink.
Yeah.
Level. But and it has to. No, so yeah, no. COVID cost me on my YouTube account actually.
Oh, what YouTube?
Oh, all right, folks. Ow.
You were just hit by my tire.
A little bit of a cycling accident here. Ouch. Yeah, so it got my YouTube channel is called Trinity 4. It got flu last year, according to the World Health Organization. 3 times medical misinformation. It all went away. So I'm starting again.
Yeah.
I've got a modest channel. It's called Trinity 4 again.
On YouTube again?
Yeah, I'll give you my flyer actually. I've got. I talk more on electromagnetic stuff than flat Earth nowadays because I think
You try going like Odyssey or.
I've just recently got an Odyssey thing, but I'm not in the habit of kind of using it yet.
Yeah.
So when my life settles down a bit, because I've been on the road for 1,000 days.
Wow.
So when
Where do you call home?
I don't have one. But we've been in different countries and many cities. And where I can, I try and.
Yeah, you seem healthy, so you're doing all right.
Yeah, I'm 54. I'm in pretty good decent shape.
Calm down.
Yeah, no, but because you know what I realized when I did the DMT in 2015, I realized that we are the expression of whatever's higher here, and so we should honor that. We should honor each other, and we should honor ourselves. And if we act in that way, then we will honor the world. We won't need to worry too much about littering because people would naturally do the right thing, for example. We wouldn't have so much crime because people would choose that. But unfortunately, because we're in a prison camp which encourages me to stand on your neck in order to get ahead, then of course we're always going to have a dog-eat-dog kind of system. I say, I think we got to care for the mind, body, and soul. And I say to people like, Jesus is you as the hub of the wheel, and the 12 disciples are the 12 disciplines that we need to learn for ourselves to hone ourselves, such that we ride a balanced ride. Our wheel is a balanced wheel.
Okay.
And that's my theory. I mean, the zodiac signs are also 12, and they also center on.
I remember that's going straight back to Zeitgeist.
Yeah, and so they center on you. So I feel like God it's all electromagnetic, and that God is like the biggest of the Russian dolls, the Matryoshka, and the smallest one is you, and the 7th doll on the inside, and there's 7 layers between us, and so you've got a higher self, which is your immediate higher self that you will return to when this avatar is finished. And then perhaps that higher self is obviously some way there's a chain or a pyramid.
Right, as far as your beliefs, do we have a creator or a?
I think there is a creator.
How did we come about here?
Well, I don't know that. My sense is, from the DMT, I was an atheist actually when I went in, and it was only 6 minutes. But the first words when I came out was, "It's true, there's a God," and I was 47. My dying mother couldn't get me to accept there was a God, So, so for me, it's like this. It's almost like because it's an entropic system. It's almost like you are the creator, but at this form, as you bubble, like you just say, like a bubble of the water. Let's say a splash of the water comes off the surface for a brief moment in time. There's no less water, just separated from the main body for a brief moment, and then it returns to it. But it was the intention of the water to bubble, so that there would be bits popping off, like you and me, and we would go out and explore briefly of time, 80 years, 100 years, 50 years, briefly in time in the universal scale. You go out and explore, and then go back. And when I did the DMT, I could see my higher self lying beneath me, just happy, blissful.
See, I heard about DMT a long time ago, and I've never really looked at it or thought about it. But I've got a rule where if the mainstream start talking about it, or especially like Netflix start doing stuff about it, it's
probably not a good thing.
Yeah, and recently Netflix have been really looking at how different psychotherapies can help with mental diseases and stuff, and they talk about DMT a lot.
So back in the 60s...
But obviously, this is my start. I've never even thought about this.
Yeah, back in the 60s, they did use acid, I think, and other things.
LSD and stuff.
Yeah, mushrooms and so on, to help with marriage counseling, grief counseling. And apparently in America, they take some people down to the ayahuasca ceremonies, hard drug users, and a lot of them stop. For me, I've not tried to touch any drug other than cannabis. I've had a few beers in 5-7 years, but really I don't touch stuff try not to touch too much stuff that's poisonous to me, and that's because I know that we are, just like people care so much about the rivers and the pollution, but they'll just be putting in the Lucozade and all that shit into their body, it's like, whoa. At the macroscopic level, if you saw what you were just doing to your body with that Lucozade, it would be like taking 10 Exxon Valdez super tankers and popping them open in the English Channel.
Yeah.
It's going to take months for that to wash through. But it'll clean itself eventually. But we should take care of ourselves in our macro.
Well, the amount of anecdotes I've heard about it can't really be
DMT. Yeah, I mean, some people have bad
I've heard
experiences.
mostly positive.
It's got to be done in the right situation. It's got to be treated with honor. I haven't been able to do it again since then. That was very frightening for me, and I felt like I'd had enough. I've seen enough. I saw enough on
Once
that
is enough.
to go whoa, because I was all about atheism. Whoa, I got my head, I was kicked, and it's like, no, you've seen now a little bit of what you are. Can you now go and turn that into a life better lived? And that's for me is what it's about. Is trying to live a better life based on good knowledge, rather than I used to think we were Darwinian evolutionists and nothing here mattered, live here, die here.
It rained on a rock for thousands of years and then us.
Yeah. No, but it's an eternal soul story, and we should be hopefully moving towards a better way of being, rather than this war, dog eat dog, and so on. So
nice. It's good to talk to you.
Likewise. Lovely to meet you both. Have a great life.
Yeah, you too.
Cheers. It looks like it's time to take up.
How you doing?
Dean's good at this.
All right, cheers.
Michelle, nice to meet you. Take care, guys.
Good day, guys.
Cheers, guys. You're good at this, by the way. You really are.
Practicing. Every day I hone it. So, but he's into it. Hey, he's guys that does his tattoos, and he says I have to sit there and listen while they're doing a tattoo, and that's all they talk about: flat Earth, Mandela effect, sun gazing. Fantastic. So he's pretty on board, which is
Awesome.
good. Yeah.
Awesome.
How did that go?
That was great, actually. Yeah, they were really. Yeah, they. I think they went away and think about some stuff. So. What I like about your style is that you don't see that it's not confrontational with you. You hold your peace. And you hold that in a good way, which is I encourage that. I'm not always that. Sometimes I get a little emotional, but I do encourage that.
There's a couple of guys I was talking to here, and they were sort of pretty open to it and stuff. And they're going, I like your approach. And as you were ranting down there, they're going, I don't agree with him shouting. I was going, why not? I said, everyone can do what they want. It's a free society. Everyone's got their own little.
Oh man, I love that. That was a little bit of theatre, a little bit of live and free theatre for the people of Cambridge today. And it's nice that the sound, I think the audio echoes a bit down the thing there. So I was enjoying that I could hear myself further down the street, I think I could hear myself further down the street. So.
I wanted to get up to the tour guys that were out there earlier describing this building. I was going to get in and say, well, how did they actually build this and so on? Have you noticed how all the facade is starting to break down? And up the top of there, the faces of these carved stones allegedly are now failing. And you can see they managed to carve the stone exactly to the point where it wouldn't fail, and then a little bit of the weather's gone in, and how did they know that just behind that bit was where it was going to break down?
Oh, there's so much when you start scratching. So much of that stuff fading and falling apart. It's been a good day in Cambridge. I will
Speaker's Coronet in Cambridge.
Boring. From Cambridge.